Alright, so I had just written down my two equations. Now I'm getting ready to use elimination to solve these. The fastest way to do it is to notice that if you could only just make this a -2, then the w's would fall out. So I'm going to only multiply the top equation times -2. That will give me a -270 equals a -12j plus a -2w. Second equation stays exactly the same. Add them together. I end up with -8j equals, this is -160. Divide by -8 on both sides, end up with 20. So that means each case of juice costs $20. There's one of my answers. How much does the case of water cost? Looks like to me that it'd be easier to work with this first equation, so I'll say 135 equals 6j plus w. So I have 135 equals 6 times 20 plus w. So 135 equals 120 plus w. Minus 120 on both sides, I end up getting $15 for a case of water. So water is $15 per case. Next type of example we're going to deal with is money examples. So we might have things where we're dealing with part plus part and how many we have, and then we could have a number times the amount, and that would be our total amount. Much easier to go ahead and look at some examples. In this first example, Steve asked the bank teller to cash $390 as a $390 check using 20s and 50s. The teller gave him a total of 15 bills. So we've got two totals here, and I always like to find my totals. I've got the total of $390, and I've got the total of 15 bills being given out. I'll go ahead and call the X the $20 bills and the Y the $50 bills. So we're given so many $20 bills and a certain number of $50 bills. So we just have X plus Y. To get the $390, well, if you'd been given two $20 bills, that would be $40. So you're multiplying 20 times the number of bills you were given, plus the number of $50 bills you're given, you'd be multiplying that times 50. This one is going to be solved easily with elimination. Probably be just as easy to multiply everything times -20. So my first equation does not change. My second equation would read 15 times -20 which would be -300, -20x, and -20y. So my x's cancel. I get 30y equals 90. Divide by 30 on both sides, that means I've gotten three $50 bills back. Looks like this one will be much easier to work with, so I'm going to pick the second one to do my substitution. And I'll plug 3 in for my y, subtract 3 from both sides, I get 12 for my x value. Remember, x was the $20 bills, so I'm getting 12 $20 bills.